Hey, this is Paul from Hunt's Photo Education, here to talk to you a little bit about subject positioning and light positioning. But I'm going to start off with a question. Which is a bigger moon? A crescent moon, a full moon, or a half moon? The answer? The moon's always going to be the same size. It's just how the light is hitting the moon and how we're viewing it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to show a couple examples of how subject positioning and lighting have an effect and create that same sort of look when we're talking about the moon. How do we light a subject and how do we make them look a certain way? If we're trying to create that crescent moon kind of look on our subject and accentuate some curves or the accent of someone or facial structure, and how do we properly position our subject? So right now I'm looking at my light source, and my light source is right in front of me. And right now, the majority of my face is right over here. And as you can see, a lot of it is in shadow as I, kind of turn and move a little bit. This would be an example of photographing someone in a kind of half moon sort of way. Now, if I turn my body right around here, you can see the entirety of this side of my face. Now, you might not have noticed it when I was over here, but you couldn't see my ear and you couldn't see this part of my face over here because it wasn't illuminated. So this is the example of the half moon. This is the example of the full moon. I am currently moving away from my light source. My face is pointed towards darkness and it's illuminating everything on this side. So again, example of the full moon. Now I'm going to take my light source and I'm going to move it back here. And now you can see that I'm in more of a crescent moon kind of state. Now, you obviously can't see a lot of the details that I've got in my face, but you get this little kind of crescent and angle of my body over here. And it's just that small amount. I can also go somewhere in between. I can move this a little bit forward to say, for example, right around here, and I'm getting a little bit more coverage on me. So how do I position my subject and how do I position my light when I'm trying to photograph someone? Well, it really just depends on what I'm going for. If I'm trying to create a little bit more mood and I'm trying to create a little bit more drama, placing my light source back here is going to create that kind of crescent moon sort of look. And it's kind of an interesting kind of look, and it's a little bit moody and a little bit dramatic. So that might be a good place to put my light if I'm trying to go for something like that. If I place my light source over here and I place my subject in this direction, I get more of that half moon kind of effect. Still a little bit dramatic, but I'm essentially kind of condensing myself here. I'm thinning myself out by placing my body in this way so that you can only see about half of my face, half of my body. Now, if I take my subject and I place them over here, now I'm illuminating a lot more. So now I'm in that kind of full moon sort of phase. And in that full moon, again, it's a little bit wider, bringing out a little bit more information. For me, this is not my favorite way to position my subject because I now look a little bit broader in this sense than I would if I was facing in this direction. There's actually terms for this sort of thing. This is what would be referred to as short lighting, and this would be referred to as broad lighting. So if I am trying to kind of create dynamic light, but also trying to thin myself out a little bit, short lighting is a really good example of that. If I'm trying to get a little bit more structure and kind of see the full amount of someone, broad lighting is a better position for something like that. And then right back here, this is just kind of an accent light, still short lighting, just an exaggerated form of short lighting. This is Paul from Hunt's Photo Education. I hope this has been helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to let us know.